Hi, I'm April Yvette and welcome back. This is video number 2 in my new series called Ask April. So I asked my blog subscribers, what's one big question that you have for me? And I will create a video answer giving you my best advice. So in video 1 in this series, the first question was, how can I attract more money in my life and in my business? So video 1, this is what I went over with everyone. What is the cause of not having enough money or having a money struggle constantly over and over? You're up one day, you're down the next. So if you haven't seen video number 1, I encourage you to go check it out on my YouTube channel at April Yvette, or you can visit my website, aprilyvette.com. So let's go move into video number 2. We talked about what causes money struggles, financial struggles, or not having enough money. So let's talk about what's the solution. What can you do to attract more money in your life? This is the answer. Okay, let's get started. So we talked about there's always a cause, what causes something, and what's the effect. So if the effect is you want to have plenty of money or more than enough money in your life, effortlessly, regularly, consistently, this is how to create it. That's what we're going over in this video. So let's get started. So number 1, what causes you to have plenty of money? You got to start with an intention of love and trust. That means your reason why, your real motivation behind why you're doing something. So the motivation behind why you're networking with a certain person. It should come from a place of love and trust, really, surrender. Why you're selling your product or service, why you started your business. It should come from a place of, I have enough and I want to deliver value to the people that I serve. That's coming from a place of love and trust. And that is really powerful. I'll go into intention and love being your primary motivation in another video series, but we're going to focus on just attracting money in this series. Okay, number 2. What attracts money? Skill. And what I mean by that, there's a certain level of skill that a small business owner, that a salesperson must have, or even someone working for another company. There's certain skill involved to earning the kind of money that you want to make, having plenty of money. So that might mean going to college and getting your college degree in a certain field that you know will provide you with the level of income that you want for your family. Skill also means mastering sales and marketing if you're a small business owner, understanding branding for your company. Those are skills that must be learned and executed daily in a certain way that will give you the effect or the result of plenty of money. This is a big one for me. When I first started out, I really didn't have as much income as what I wanted when I first started selling and getting my feet wet in that industry. But over time, I started paying for training. I paid for mentors. That was a shortcut to get me to get the skills that I needed with sales and marketing online to generate enough money or more than enough money in my life. So skill is very important. So all you have to do is, or if you're not making the kind of money that you want to make in your business, if you're a salesperson at work or whatever you're doing, ask yourself, what's my skill level? Do I know how to do it? That's really the outer work that it takes to generate money in your life. Okay, this is another big one, gratitude practice. So if you're living in a place of scarcity, scarcity is you're grasping and you're holding on to your money. Scarcity is fear of not having enough. If you're in that place, that will block your money flow. The solution to that is starting a gratitude practice. I learned this originally from an Oprah show that I saw many years ago with Sarah Von Brethnick. She wrote a book, and that was where I learned having a gratitude practice. So all you do is you get a journal and you write down 5 things every night of what you're grateful for. And it could be anything. I mean, you could start with, I'm grateful for this beautiful sunny day, or I'm grateful that I have a beautiful home to live in, or that I have a comfortable bed to sleep in. Even if it's simple, everyday things, when you're going through a struggle, what this does is it retrains your brain to focus on the glass being half full rather than half empty. And what that does is when you're in a place of gratitude, right where you are, even if you only have $20 in your checking account and you don't know how you're going to pay your rent or how you're going to pay your employees, do this. It will retrain your brain, and that brings money to you. So that's part of the inner work of creating plenty of money in your life. And that's really what helps you let go of scarcity, finally, once and for all. And you got to do it regularly, 21 days in a row. And then I do it in cycles. Like I'll do it for 21 days every night and then do it again. So here's another thing. What is going to create plenty of money in your life is create abundant beliefs, okay? Abundant beliefs. The way that you do that is first you have to identify what beliefs around money and abundance do I have right now in my life. So a great exercise for that is go back, set aside some time to go back to your childhood and think about what are some of the things that my parents said about money around me. Because a lot of times we pick up our beliefs about money when we're a child. And what that does is we bring that into our adult life, and that can block money if they're not in alignment with abundance and abundant thinking around money. So write it down. What was the old belief? So an example of this, an old belief might be money is the root of all evil. So ask yourself, is that true? Is that absolutely true? And the answer is no, it's not. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is actually neutral. It's completely neutral. We assign the meaning to it. So money is a good thing. If you want to be better in your life with giving, you can't give what you don't have. So the more income that you have, maybe the more that you can give and contribute on a bigger scale. So change that old belief from money is the root of all evil to money creates good in the world. That's just an example of what you could use. And you write it down on an index card, the new empowering belief that's positive and that helps you associate good, positive feelings with money. And then you repeat that 3 to 5 times a day, do it for 21 days. So that's the repetition of a new positive belief is what helps you to link that up, get rid of that old belief, and it expands your money flow. Okay, so the next part on this, how to attract plenty of money in your life, is create good money behaviors or habits. So what are your daily habits and systems for money? I mentioned in the last video a really bad money habit that I had was I would not cash checks. And I have no idea why I did this. There's some probably subconscious belief underneath that made me act in that way, or just a bad habit, where I would get a check from a client or get a check from like a refund on a insurance policy or something, and I would hold on to it and not put it in the bank, and then it would end up expiring. And so I was letting money slip through my fingers. So I had to create a new money habit, a system, and my system was every time I get a check from either a customer, a client, or from any other source, that I immediately within 24 hours drive to my bank account and deposit it. Or if I have electronic checking, I can take a picture of it with my phone and deposit it that way in my account. So what are your systems around money? Do you have any bad behaviors with money? If so, turn them around. Create new good behaviors with your money. You also have to feel good about money. This is so important. You have to feel good about it, that money is good and can be used for the greater good. We have to stop feeling shame and guilt and feel bad about money because we're afraid that somehow not having a lot of money is spiritual, or it's, whatever. Because that's not really true, because the more you have, the more you can give, is what I believe. So you have to feel good about it. The way you start feeling good about it is set up a new habit of maybe checking your checking account balance every day. Just maybe at 9 a.m. every morning, log in and check your checking account balance. Or maybe withdraw cash and keep it in your wallet and hold on to it, like where you always have a $100 bill or a $50 bill in your wallet at all times. That starts to associate good positive feelings about money, and also giving a portion of what you earn right off the top helps you to feel good about money, because that opens up the law of circulation, which we'll talk about that more, but that helps you to start associating positive feelings and thoughts about money. Okay? All right, the next is forgiveness. If you have any unfinished business around money, if somebody owes you money, or if you owe somebody money, you have to go fix that unfinished business. Work out a payment plan, and you have to forgive people. If there's any grievances or any grudges that you're holding in your life, that's negative trapped energy in your body, and if you don't forgive, you will block your money flow. But if you do choose to forgive, and by the way, forgive, it's a process. And sometimes it just takes time to get in a space of complete forgiveness. But forgiveness is very key to having plenty of money. Otherwise, it's trapped negative energy in your body, and it really blocks money. So it's super important to forgive those around you in every area of your life, from your past all the way up to your present. A past former boss that you felt did you wrong, a past company that you lost an account to, a past spouse, whatever it is, forgive. And by the way, forgiveness doesn't mean that you make it okay what they did, or if they took advantage of you or manipulated you. It doesn't make it okay, but forgiveness is literally letting it go. And just being okay with it. Okay, so as we talked about below here, we talked about being a giver. That creates plenty of money and a flow of money in your life. So you should set aside an amount that you give regularly. Every time you get paid, off the top you take a portion of it and give it away. You either give it to a charitable organization that you want, give it to your church, pay your tithing, whatever it is, even if it's 1%. Even if it's a small amount, start there. Where I started with this is I remember walking in the grocery store line and people said, "Hey, would you like to give $1 to the children's hospital?" And I remember being in such scarcity and fear over not having enough money that I would always say no. I wouldn't even give $1 to a charity if somebody asked me, because I was clinging onto my money. That blocked my money flow. So I stopped doing that. Now, if someone asked me to give in a grocery store line, I would give $1. And then little by little, I would add a little bit more. Then I started giving $50, then $100. And it's important to only choose to give it to organizations that really have meaning for you, that really connect with your heart, because that is giving with no expectations. That's another thing that's important. It must be giving with no expectation of getting anything else in return. And when that happens, that opens up the money flow in your life. All right, the next part is on monitoring your thoughts and your words and the stories you keep repeating over and over again in your life. Because sometimes a negative thought will pass through your mind, but that doesn't mean that you have to stay there and focus on that. Because what you focus on, you attract more of. So if you're focused on, this economy is so bad, people are just not buying like they used to. Well, guess what? If you're focused on that thought, if you're speaking it, or if that's a story that you've decided that you're going to hang on to, that will block your money flow. So it's important that you monitor your thoughts, and as soon as you notice a negative thought about money or the economy or how somebody did you wrong or how your last client dumped you for a new client that was cheaper, whatever, you have to instantly recognize it. It's called becoming conscious or self-aware. And you notice the thought, you go, oh, that thought's coming back again. That means I'm in fear of money. I'm going to choose to change it right now. So then you literally go in and change, it's like changing the channel on the TV. You just change it. And you literally, what I do is if I have a thought that comes in, I go, you know what, that's fear trying to sabotage me, and I recognize it, I'm going to choose another thought. And then I just take that thought or that word or that old story that was kind of replaying like a tape in my head, and I change it to how would I retell this story in a positive, empowering way? How would I think this thought in a new, positive, empowering way? And I say that a couple of times over and over, and literally it will shift how you feel and bring those positive vibrations back up. So that will help to add plenty of money in your life. And then the last thing is clean up. And what I mean by that is clean up any unfinished business around money in your life. Someone you need to forgive, clean it up. Make sure you go and tell them you're sorry or forgive them. By the way, you don't even have to talk to somebody to forgive them. Something that happened way back in the past or a past employer. You can literally have your own little ritual at home where, I'll give you an example. You got an old metal can. And I wrote down like a little short one-page letter of what happened. Somebody I needed to forgive. I wrote down what they did, how it made me feel, and then I wrote down that I forgive them. That I am releasing this into the universe or giving it up to God or to a higher power or whatever you want to call it. And then I burned it. I literally took that piece of paper up and put it in a little can and lit it on fire and burned it. That might be a little bit far out for some of you. Maybe it's not. It works for me. And it was just kind of a ritual that helped me to really release that. So the other part of cleanup is around your home. Clutter around your home, in your business area, in your home office, in a closet. That actually creates a staticky vibrational frequency that can block money flow. And I learned this when I was in college. I took a course on feng shui and how energy flows through your home. And so I learned that when you organize or give away things, if you want to attract more money in your life, go through, do a sweep, clean up, pick one project per weekend. And just work on that. Get it cleaned up. Clean it up. And then also, you can clean out your closet. Get a bunch of clothes and go donate them to Goodwill. Or go donate them to the Red Cross or some charitable organization. Because when you get rid of the old, what that does is it creates this energetic vibration of making room for you to receive new coming in for you. So that's it. That's really... all of these things can help you to attract plenty of money in your life. It will raise your vibrational frequency to the frequency of love. And what that does is it makes you magnetic, where you attract the right people, opportunities, new customers, fill your client practice, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you'll notice that you'll start getting new opportunities just coming out of the blue. And you'll start getting more money. You also have to be open to receiving it. So when someone offers you money, don't go, oh no, that's okay, don't worry about it. You have to receive it with gratitude and appreciation. Say, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Thank you, I will take that. And you have to be a receiver of money too. So I hope that this training has served you today, and I hope that you start attracting plenty of money in your life and in your business. Either way it works, and we'll see you again soon. To learn more about what I do for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals, you can go to aprilyvette.com and subscribe to my blog. Thanks, we'll see you soon.